Good morning. Welcome to our Friday Farmers Market food demos. I'm Elizabeth from the Cooperative Extension and AZ Healthstone, and today we're going to make Farmers Market pizza. So it was inspired by a conversation that I had with Eat Local Cochise County. So I don't know if you've seen the webinars that they're offering every 2 weeks on Wednesday about local foods. But anyway, we were talking about what we're going to do next Wednesday, and pizza came up. And I went to the farmer's market yesterday in Sierra Vista, and there was beautiful arugula and some beautiful mushrooms, and I couldn't help myself. We have to make some pizza today. So we're gonna start with the mushrooms because they're gonna need a little time to cook. So these, as you can tell, are a beautiful pink color. They are amazingly beautiful. There are all types of mushrooms available at the farmer's market right now. I picked these because of their color. These actually, when cooked, have an almost shellfish flavor. I think they would be really, really good if you wanted to make a vegan taco, like a vegan shrimp taco. It would be a really amazing dish to make. But today we're going to put them on top of pizza. So there's like regular mushrooms like you're used to, like cremini or like kind of a portobello type of mushroom, like little brown ones. There's all different flavors. So ask your vendor what works best. So what we're gonna do, these are really clean, but I just wanna show you how you would clean mushrooms that you get from the farmer's market. You would take just a damp paper towel or a damp cloth and just kind of get in and wipe them out, like so any excessive dirt that might be in there. But like I said, these are beautiful. They've obviously already been gone over. I don't know if you can see that, but that is just one of the most beautiful things I've seen, these little gills here on this mushroom. So these mushrooms, you definitely want to cook. You don't want to eat these raw. I'm gonna put this over here. And we're gonna cook up a little bit of this. Some onions here so you can admire their beautiful pink color. And I'm just gonna cut that off because it can be a little hard. All right, so I'm gonna cut these up pretty small because I want them to cook rather quickly for our food demo purpose. If you were doing this, you could cut these up however you like. So mushrooms are great on pizza or any other dish because they do have a meaty texture and a meaty flavor. So especially if you're trying to do something a little bit different, they're a great option for adding to your meals. So I'm gonna bring my handy dandy cooktop over. So if you were doing this at home, you could do this in a pan. You could do a little bit of olive oil if you like. I'm just gonna use cooking spray. Butter and mushrooms are always good together. So whatever you have on hand and whatever kind of flavor you're looking for. So I'm gonna throw these on there. And you can hear it sizzle. Yay. Just clean up a little bit. So another thing that I found at the market was this really cool microgreen salt. So I always salt my mushrooms when I'm cooking them. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this microgreen salt to those mushrooms. Also add a little bit of flavor, and then I happen to have rosemary in my garden, and I love rosemary and mushrooms, so I'm gonna add a little bit of rosemary in as well. All right, so we're gonna kind of keep these moving a little bit. They're already starting to brown up. You don't want to overcook them because you don't want them to be too chewy, but you want them to get cooked through. Because when we put our pizza in the oven, it's not going to cook for a really long time. Oh my goodness. That smells really good. Mushrooms and rosemary. That should be a food group into itself. Alright, so I'm going to scoot these over for a couple minutes. See if I can't keep them in camera. And then next we're going to talk about arugula. So arugula is a peppery green. It almost looks like a dandelion, and you can eat it in salads. It's great in salads because it adds a little bit of bite. But you can also cook with arugula. So you can saute it if you like, or you can put it on pizza. And kind of how the other week we made salads like you get in restaurants. This is kind of a pizza that you might get in a fancy restaurant. So I've cut some up a little bit, kind of into pieces to put on top of my pizza. You can use as little as you like or as much as you like. Adding greens to pizza is a really good way to get some fresh greens into your kid's diet. So maybe not mushrooms if your kid doesn't like mushrooms, but let's say they like, you know, just regular cheese pizza or a pepperoni pizza. Maybe add a little bit of arugula on there. Greens are great because they have so many nutrients. They're very densely packed with nutrients. So next, I got a ciabatta bread from the farmer's market. So this is what I'm going to use as my pizza base, but you could use any type of bread you wanted. Let's say you're really trying to get more whole grains, get a whole grain bread and use that for a pizza base. Maybe you want something thinner. Those homemade tortillas that we had a couple weeks ago, those would be perfect for that. So I'm going to get a fairly decent slice of this. It's very airy, so I'm going to just get a little bit thicker slice because this is a huge loaf of bread. There we go. This one's got a few like little holes in it, but that's okay. If you were using maybe like a wheat bread, you may want to just go a little bit lower, a little bit thinner with your slice. Okay, so now we're just going to build this, and this is super easy. This is the part that we all know how to do. So I'm just using a tomato sauce that I had in my pantry. You can buy a prepared red sauce at the farmer's market. There is a vendor that sells that. And I can say it is very tasty. So I'm just going to kind of move around these holes here. There we go. And then, because we do have the holes there, I'm going to go arugula next. So arugula, look at that. Da-da-da. A little extra. I'm feeling arugula-y. There we go. And I have some basil that I got at the farmer's market a couple weeks ago. It's lasted really well. So I'm going to sprinkle some of that on there because you gotta have basil on your pizza. And now our mushrooms. And then you just sprinkle these on. Kind of hot. Oh my gosh. The mushrooms smell fantastic. I cannot describe how amazing that smells. All right, and so we're just gonna sprinkle that on there like so. And then the very last thing is cheese. I was actually thinking this would be really great if you had like a goat cheese or something like that. I have a little mozzarella blend here that's popular with everybody. And voila, just like that. This goes in the oven until the cheese melts. You can put it in the toaster oven. You could put it under a broiler or just in the oven. Honestly, you could probably put this in the microwave since everything's already cooked. And you just really want to get everything warmed up together and melt that cheese just a tiny bit. So that is that. So here's the one that I made a little while ago. So you can see the cheese is melted. The arugula is still nice and green. The mushrooms, this one I put the mushrooms on the bottom. So I'm gonna cut this up and have this for lunch. I hope you consider making a farmer's market pizza for your meal as well. And don't forget, farmer's market, Sierra Vista, every Thursday from 10 to 2. You can use your SNAP benefits. You can get double up bucks by using those SNAP benefits. And you can also get FMNP if you are a WIC or Senior Nutrition Program recipient. So there's lots of options out there. Both the arugula and the mushrooms are items you can buy with those double up bucks and that FMNP. The bread you can use SNAP dollars with. And if you didn't catch us last week at the Farmers Market Live, you can check out either here on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel our deep dive into using benefits at the Farmers Market. So I hope you'll look at that. It was a lot of fun to be out there with my colleagues, and we'll see you next week. And don't forget also to check out the Eat Local series, and we'll link that in the comments as well. Have a great day. Bye.